Hello everybody and welcome back to part 2 of Chateau Blue De Reign video, and in this part we are going to be delving into the interior. Buckle up and grab a snack because it's going to be a long ride, and like I said in the first part, it is a really good one. And I also said that the interior was my favorite part of this build, so I'm really excited for you to see the final build. So yeah, right now we're just currently working on the entrance area, and this one ends up having such an ethereal vibe to it. You know what I mean, because it's mainly white, golds, and creams, but we also use the statues from the Romantic Garden stuff pack right besides the stairs, and we also have those beautiful columns also from the Romantic Garden stuff pack, and they just really make this area look so incredible. Honestly, gun to my head, if you asked me to choose a favorite room, I really would not be able to pick because all of them are so beautiful. Like, I don't know, I just keep on going on and on about the interior, but really it's really just impeccable. I bought the Decor to the Max kit specifically for this build, and we definitely use a lot of the wallpaper in some of the miscellaneous rooms that we use specifically for entertaining, and once we get into them, you'll see what I mean. But we also really use a fair bit of the bistro kit and also the Riviera Retreat kit, because those are some of the newer packs that I had installed, and so we definitely make such use out of them, and surprisingly all of them worked together so nicely. But right now we're currently working on the dining room, and I would imagine this room really doesn't get used that much unless you're throwing a dinner party or specifically for holidays. So I feel like this room really is Christmas ready or Thanksgiving ready, just for entertaining. Like, this room is where you keep the Christmas tree at, and it's just going to be so nice for gameplay, because like I said in the first part, this house belongs to my Sims partner. His name is Jake, but right now they're both going to be living together here, and you will see that in some of the rooms we use some of the same furnishing from my Isabelle's apartment build here on my channel. I posted that a while back. I feel like it's been maybe a month. But the idea was that since she also is going to be living here, she brought some of the same furniture from that apartment over to this house. So I will point it out when we get to it, but it's mainly in the office and in the living room area. But if you're watching it and you're like, he uses the same furniture with every build, in this case it was intentional, because I wanted it to bring Isabelle's energy into this build, like just to give it a feel that she's settled in. I will link the speed build for her apartment in the description below, so if you're interested in checking it out, I really recommend that build. It's a short and sweet one because it's only an apartment in the arts district in San Myshuno, so it's a cute 20-minute video, and at the end we just show off a couple of screenshots. But speaking of screenshots, and if you've seen the first part of this, you will know that I said I wasn't going to be doing a screenshot outro or kind of like a tour at the end of this video, but rather I really want to create like a separate video showing off everything in this build. So be on the looks out for that. I think I'm planning on releasing it straight after this is out. So if you're seeing it, that video is probably out too, but I might wait a couple days too, so I haven't decided, so I'll let you know. But anyway, right now we are currently working on the kitchen, and I really wanted to just give it such a classic kitchen vibe with the white counters. And this kitchen in specific, I would imagine it not being used all that often by the Sims that live here, but rather they have probably they are going to have a butler that lives here. I won't include the footage of me making the butler's room just for time's sake. I mean, this is already a 34-minute video and I didn't want it to drag on any longer, so we end up cutting the butler's room, all of the bathrooms, and the hall spaces, just for, again, not to make this video very long. It's long enough, so I hope you guys don't mind, but I will definitely show off everything in the tour video that I create. But as I was saying, I don't imagine this kitchen being used by the household members, but rather there's staff that probably take care of the food situation, aka the butler. And you just might have noticed that there was a door leading into, or like off of, the kitchen area right there in that corner. I originally wanted to do a butler's kitchen. If you're not familiar what a butler's kitchen is, it's basically a extra counter space specifically used to like store away appliances that aren't you don't want to display in the kitchen. However, I felt like that this kitchen was massive enough that we didn't really need it to put anything extra because it already had everything that we needed. So that's when I decided to put the door from or off of the hallway, and we used that room as a butler's bedroom. It is windowless. Sorry to say, but you get what you get, I guess. So yeah, I really love how the kitchen turned out. Probably one of my favorite rooms that in this build, and I particularly love the breakfast nook that we create off of it, because it's this one. It's surrounded by windows that are from the Romantic Garden stuff pack, which are gorgeous windows, and the amount of natural light this specific area would get is insane. So I really felt like this area would be so nice to have your breakfast in, which I'd imagine where 90% of the time that's when my sim are going to be eating their food at that table, because the bar stools that are on the kitchen island are not actually functional. Like, they can sit on them, but they can't really eat off of them. So we definitely needed a space to eat in the kitchen, so that's probably where that will be. But right now we're currently working on a bar room, and this is such a luxury. So the house ends up having 3 bedrooms, not including the butler's room, and then it also has a bar room, a cards room, and then an office, which could be used as bedrooms. So technically this build could have 6 bedrooms or 7 bedrooms, but we only use 3 bedrooms for this specific build. And I really wanted to use some rooms for entertaining purposes, especially since the outdoors or the outdoor space doesn't really have a bar. So I wanted to include a bar somewhere. And this is said room. And obviously the bistro kit is brand new and shiny, so we definitely made use of the bar that comes from that pack and that back bar, which is so stunning. I really love the items that come from that kit. They're really timeless. Like, I don't know, they're just so beautiful. And this is us utilizing the wallpaper from the Decor to the Max kit. I originally wanted to use the floral one, specifically in the pink, so you would have seen that color scheme attempted at first, but it just wasn't working, so we end up using it in the cards room instead. And Those are armchairs are from the Decor to the Max kit too, that are just so freaking beautiful with that little gold detailing. This room has a lot of gold accent colors and blue, and it just all just works so perfectly with those curtains from the Modern Luxe kit. Just chef's kiss, chef's kiss. This entire build is just so incredible. I can't seem to shut up about it. So, all the items that we use in this build just go together so incredibly well that it's just really make this build so special. But for the most part, this is the bar room pretty much completed. I would imagine this space being used mostly by my Sims partner. His name is going to be Jake, and it's going to definitely be a entertaining space, and so is this one. This one has more of a green and pink color scheme. At first I wanted to try and use this carpet, but it definitely was not working. So I end up only using the a basic wooden slats on the floor, but they have a slight green color to them. Well, not slight, it's very clearly green, so we make that work. And this right here is one of my tricks that I love to do. I think I'm gonna create like a shorts video, like a video that I can place somewhere specifically of me showing you how I make this item. So because all of the items that are related to the cards game table are so freaking ugly that they're really hard to use, specifically the ones that come from the base game. So the trick that I use is I grab the standard base game cards table, I size it down a couple of times so it's small enough to where I'm able to put that table from the Spa Day game pack. In order for me to still be able to play cards, because you have to click on the actual table and tell your sim to play cards or play like Don't Wake the Llama or whatever. And I know that with Growing Together you can play like the puzzles and the crossword or whatever. It's not crossword, but I can't remember what it is. But basically it looks kind of like a frame because the table from the Spa Day is so thick that it wraps around so perfectly, and you're able to still click on the actual size down table, so it's actually functional. And yeah, you wouldn't really like, there's no clipping or any issues. Your sim's still able to play cards, and it just looks like that they're playing cards on the Spa Day table. It just looks 10 times better than the original cards table from the base game. So yeah, just a little hack. Yeah, I'll try and make a small short video of me doing that hack, but we'll see. We'll see. I haven't dabbled with any of that like content creation yet, and might not be a bad idea to start. But however, in this particular room, I felt like just only having a cards table is such a waste. So I was thinking of other things that I could include in this room that would make sense. So I decided to add this beautiful easel, and we also add a dartboard, and we also have the record player too. So there's a couple of things that you can do in here. You can listen to music, you can paint, you can play darts, or you can also play the cards too. And I felt like this room would definitely belong more so to Isabelle, just because of the type of activities that are here, and also the color scheme. So maybe Jake will have the bar, and then Isabelle would have this room for herself, but I don't know. I feel like they all use all of their rooms, so it's not really a big deal. I feel like this house in general is literally specifically made for entertaining. So there's a lot of rooms catered to that, and also to throwing just massive parties. So this is definitely the part party house for sure, a party mansion, if you will. But yeah, this right here is going to be our giant living room, and I really wanted to make this particular wallpaper work from the Decor to the Max, but it just wasn't working, unfortunately. So we end up having this beautiful black and gold color scheme, and I am so glad that we went for that color scheme instead. And this is where you'll see the same furniture that I used in the video that I was talking about earlier. So I would imagine that Isabelle brought over her couch set from her apartment over to this build, and it just looks like it fits here so perfectly. And again, I wanted more activities to do in this room other than watching TV because it's such a massive room. So we include some bookshelves on that back wall, and we also add a beautiful piano that comes from the My Wedding Stories stuff or game pack. It might as well be a stuff pack because that gameplay is just such trash. It's tragic. So it's basically stuff for your wedding. But yeah, that beautiful piano that has that one that has that flowers hanging off of it. It just looks incredible. It really does. So this room can definitely double also as a music room where you can bring your guest over and you can either watch TV perhaps on New Year's Eve, or you can entertain using that piano. So you can have your butler playing the piano while you socialize with your guest, or if you want to put on a show too, you can definitely do that because that is the spot to do that. And I will say I really wanted to use a screenshot of the living room in the thumbnail. However, in my Isabelle's apartment video, I used the screenshot of the living room for the thumbnail in that video, and like I said, it's the same set of the couches, so I didn't want to reuse that picture. But just so you know, I definitely would have put that in the thumbnail, but I didn't want it to look too samey. But this room is definitely one of my favorite rooms in the entire build, without a doubt. Like probably top 3. This room turned out so beautiful with the gold accents. And can you tell when I put that screen in front of that beautiful hanging fern off of the wall, there's some shading issues. So what I end up doing to avoid doing that is I actually put in a wall sconce behind it just to illuminate some light and fix the lighting bug issue. So that was a workaround for sure. And I definitely needed to include a pet bed in somewhere in this build. We definitely have a couple because Precious is going to also be here in this build with Isabelle too. So we definitely do not forget about her. You probably have seen the pet bowls that we put in the kitchen room. So we cannot forget about our baby Precious. Precious is a Pomeranian dog that belongs to my sim Isabelle, who's been there with Isabelle for her toughest time. So we cannot forget about her for sure. But yeah, we're finishing up this room with some final detailing. I definitely try and use a lot of gold trinkets to put around just to have a more cohesive theme going around in this room. And I feel like the gold really makes this room. I really love using that record player from the Get Famous expansion pack. I just recolored it right now. I feel like I use it in a lot of my builds, but sometimes it could be hard to use, but if you think about it being vintage, it makes it a lot easier to place, even though the color scheme sometimes wouldn't match with whatever you have in your room. But it definitely worked in our favor in that specific room because we used white and black and it had some gold accents on it too. So we definitely love that. And this room again is going to be another repeat of my Isabel's apartment tour video or build video, where we basically reuse the same furniture from her office in here too. So if you're caught up with the series, you'll know that Isabelle is one of my workaholic sims. She's in the trendsetter career or the stylist career, and in my mind, she's just a fashion designer. So we utilize that fashion or that styling board. We put a mannequin. We also put that stylist wardrobe thing that you step on top of it in order to like take measurements and stuff. So I feel like she lives and breathes in this room really, because she's a workaholic and her work means a lot to her, especially after everything that went down with her. So because I tried to have her retire, but she was getting so stressed and uncomfortable because of the work withdrawals that she was experiencing, bad enough that after another traumatic event in her life, she just decided to rejoin the workforce, even though she's an elder. I think she's unfortunately probably going to die while she's still in a career. And I think, honestly, she's kind of okay with that. I think in fact, I think she would prefer that. So, yeah, this room really turns out being nice for sure with that blue color scheme. And that's that little podium that we put in front of that mirror. I tried to make it look like the mirrors like close or like swing around it, so you can have a better look at what your outfit looks like while you're on the podium. You understand what I mean, I'm pretty sure, so I don't have to explain what that is, but I thought that it was a cute little trick. And I loved using those couches from the pastel pop kit too. I think that they look really special. But I really feel like Isabelle would thrive in this room. We obviously had to include the Marilyn Monroe poster in this room because fashion icon Marilyn Monroe, it fits the vibe for sure. But yeah, as I was saying, I feel like Isabelle would just thrive in this room. Really, it has everything she needs and more, and it's glamorous, fit for a queen like Isabelle for sure. I'll take this opportunity to plug my Kaplan series. If you're not watching, what are you doing? I am currently really recorded ahead in that Let's Play, so if you're following along, you will know that I have a sim that is currently in college. Her name is Zara, and she's studying language and literature in Brightchester University alongside with her childhood best friend, or maybe not necessarily childhood, but like teenage best friend, Jeb, who is secretly in love with her, but she's oblivious, and she's the type of person who keeps falling into relationships, so Jeb can't catch a break to let her know that he's in love with her, because a boy just comes into her life one after the other. So it's tough out here for Jeb. But yeah, that's currently her storyline. She's trying to be a lawyer because she realized her privilege hanging around people that are less fortunate than her, like Jeb, and so she's really trying to make a difference with her lawyer career. And Jeb's currently studying history, so he's planning on being a judge too. So that is a little rundown on where we are at in our current stage of the Let's Play. So it's probably a good time for you to start tuning in if you are not. But I bring that up just so I can let you know that where I'm at currently in recording is there. She's currently almost done with college, but for you, she's just starting out. So that's how far ahead I'm recorded. But yeah, you should tune in because I really love that Let's Play for sure. But anyway, this bedroom ends up having a pink and yellow color scheme, and it has such a classic princess room, even though some of the items that we use are from the Modern Lux kit that look way too modern. But with the wardrobe that we use and the vanity, it just really looks incredibly like a fairy tale room. And we include like a treasure chest box thing that's in the base game for decoration that really gives off that vibe. I will point that out when we place it, which should be shortly here. But yeah, I think we're currently trying to place that down. There we go. But as I was saying, I feel like this room has such a weird mix of modern item with really traditional items, but somehow it really works all together. Just don't question it. This room is the only room in the entire mansion that has lighter floorboards, so I definitely use that like beigey, really light brown floorboards. It's the same one from the office downstairs, but in a different shade, just because the dark wood really did not suit this room at all. But it's, as you can see, there we go, it's just coming along so nicely. And my favorite trick in the game is adding a set of towels somewhere in the guest bedrooms to indicate that, hey, if you need a shower, grab a towel. That rhymed. But yeah, that's my trick right there. All of the bedrooms in this house, excluding the butler's room, have en suites, so you definitely are not short of bed or bathrooms in this specific build. But yeah, since we're currently building in Brintleton Bay, I felt like a nautical themed room would be such a missed opportunity if we didn't do it. So this is what that is going to be. It's going to have a dark blue color scheme. We end up putting up a ship wheel above the wardrobes too, so just to give off that vibe. And yeah, there's some slight yellow hints in there too, playing off of the pillowcase that we used in that bed. So I felt like it was kind of important to have at least one room that has a double twin bed in it, considering that family is really important to Isabelle. So she has this room just in case any grandkids want to stay over. And if any kids want to stay over, Isabelle has 4 kids. If they want to stay over, they can have the double bed in the other room. But if any grandkids want to stay over, this is a really cute room to stay at because of the color scheme that we use. It really feels like you're out at sea because of the color scheme that we use. But yeah, we use that little lighthouse lamp that comes from Cats and Dogs. Obviously, it just fit the vibe really nicely. And we use the wardrobes that come from the Horse Ranch expansion pack and the toy box that comes from the Growing Together expansion pack too. I really love that item because the toy box looks vintage. Like if you've seen it, you know what I mean. But basically, it just looks like it's been passed down from generation to generation, and it's kept up in shape. Even though, I mean, it's a box that serves a specific item of keeping toys that is held up, but it's definitely really scuffed, but it still looks really nice. And I just wanted to include some space in order to sit down if you want to like talk to someone. So we put off some pillows in the middle of the room just to fill up the room and also to a space to have some conversation. But we're currently in the home stretch and we are working on the master wing because there's a whole section up here that is specifically for my sim Isabelle and Jake. So what we have here is a massive walk-in wardrobe that has a red color scheme, and trying to put all those modular closets from the Dream Home game pack was so tedious. I cut it out. Like, it was such a pain to do. So I won't let you suffer, and then all of a sudden it's just been put down. But yeah, in the middle of the room we just put like a little chaise lounge, like in case you want to, like, I don't know, put on your shoes or like throw your clothes on top of it. It's definitely a sexy room for sure. But what also is included in this master wing is its own living space. Like, it's got a fireplace, a modular couch, its own TV, and it's got like a writing desk just in case you want to sit down and, I don't know, write some letters, do whatever. I think we put a laptop on it, but I can't remember. That desk can belong to Jake, and then the massive office downstairs can belong to Isabelle. But yeah, we first off start with a red color scheme, but I learned my lesson from the Isabelle's apartment build that I was talking about, where her bedroom was red color scheme. However, it was so hard to furnish that it ended up being really my least favorite room in the entire apartment. So we take off the red idea and we go for a more muted browns and creams instead. And I really love the mixture of using the bed from the Modern Luxe kit with those Horse Ranch expansion pack side tables that look so rustic. Like, those two items shouldn't go together, but they look so incredibly lovely together. I'm so in love with how this bedroom turned out. And honestly, this little standing mirror from the Jungle Adventure game pack, it's in every build I've ever made, and it's such a staple for sure. I put that thing everywhere. But yeah, also we put a pet bed for Precious, and what I end up also putting in here is that massive lamp from the Decor de la Max kit. It just really brings this room all together. But yeah, this room's really simple, and honestly it only serves one purpose, which is going to sleep. And it has such nice views, and it gets such beautiful sunlight because of the windows that we use, similar to the breakfast nook in the kitchen downstairs. We are coming up to the end here with the final room that we need to furnish, which is the living room space for the bedroom. This is so extra, so luxe, so unnecessary, but I felt like a mansion like this would definitely have that luxury, and so we ended up doing that anyway. But we use the same frame TV from the living room downstairs up here too, just because, hey, maybe the Sims had a buy one get one half off sale. Although I will say, money is really not a struggle in this household, because I think combined, Isabelle and Jake have like almost 2 million simoleons. So yeah, so definitely money is not an issue this house. So the budget really was not even a question when I was furnishing this build. So we definitely go all out. I can't remember how much this lot ends up costing, but it can't be good. But anyway, this is pretty much the end of the build, so I should probably start wrapping up here. I should start off by saying thank you so much for watching this video. I really hope that you enjoyed both parts. And if you haven't checked out part 1, what are you doing? You probably should have seen that first before you clicked on this video. But anyway, if you're enjoying this channel, please like and subscribe for more content, and do let me know what you'd like to see from me. I'm really open to suggestion. Please make sure to check the description in this video for a lot of good stuff. I'll have my Kaplan series linked, I'll have my socials, but I've talked enough, so I'll leave you guys right here. Okay, I'll see you in the next one. Bye.